All right, this is just a short video to show you how you navigate through these programs, so that you can do your online class. This is for biology. It could be for chemistry. It could be for any of them. But what you'll notice when you go into your Canvas, your courses, if you click on them, and I clicked on biology. So here's biology, and you've got your welcome, course overview, tells you some of the things, and it tells you about the navigation tips. Basically, what I want you to do is I want you to come down here to learning modules. You can go through and you can do the Meet Instructor, that's me, and it's got my information and stuff. And what you really need to know is my email. If you need to contact me, you guys, the best thing you can do is email me, and then I'll do my best to take care of whatever the problem is, okay? But then, to go back, did I do that wrong? I did. Never mind. Then I want to go back to my home. And really where you're going to do all your work is in what they call the learning modules. If you click on the learning modules, it has everything. Right now, hopefully you're in this one, instructions on how to do an online class. This introduction is just an introduction to me, and then you just write a little introduction to yourself, and then you start getting into the class. So you're going to go to this one. This is a link right here. It's me going through the lecture. So you watch it, take your notes. The max it'll be, you guys, I promise, is 15 minutes. That's all it lets me record. And then you go on to the next thing. If I can get there. I'm in the way, sorry. I'll move myself. And then you go to the next thing, and then you have to watch this video and answer some questions. Okay? And then when you're done with that, you go to the next thing, and then you've got a lecture. Again, it's me going through, talking about the material, and then you go to the next thing, and here there's some videos. It might be a quiz, things like that. There's all kinds of stuff in there. But with the modules, your assignments are either going to be watch a video and answer the questions. There's going to be quizzes. There's going to be things like that. And all the instructions are in there. The other thing you'll see is for the lab, since this is an online class, we do something called Labster. Okay, and when you do Labster, you have to do them on a computer. You cannot do these simulations on your phone or on a tablet. They won't work. But anyway, it gives you some of the information about it, and then you'll click here, and it'll take you to the website. And in this, it'll tell you all about the material. There's a launch pad. It gives you the information, and you just go through it. Now, this is an external link, so I better quit it. And so I don't have a lot of control over it. I just put in the links, and then it grades it and sends the grades in. You can always look your grades in Canvas. You can check, well, home would be that first page. You can go to modules here, or you can click on the learning modules. They're the same thing. Your grades are in there. Your attendance is in there. For attendance, it's 2 days. I'm going to look and see how much work you've done. And if you haven't done any work, you're going to get 0. So if you take a week off, you get 0 for your attendance. Like the first couple weeks, you do your assignments, all is good, you're doing fine, and then you decide, I'm going to take this week off. Let's say you've got 4 for 4, you got 100%. Then the next week you take off and you've got 4 for 6. Now you got 67%. Financial aid is going to get a hold of you if you're under 70%. So you really need to be on top of that, okay? I haven't put the due dates in, but when you go back to the modules here, there'll be due dates for all the assignments. And those due dates, once they're passed, you get a 0. It's, pretty simple, unless there's something major that comes up that you make me aware of. Now, 6 weeks into the quarter, or into the semester, don't send me an email and say, oh, by the way, I'm having health issues, blah, blah, blah. I need to know about those right away, and we'll work with you and we'll do something. But you can't ask me to do stuff for you, stuff that was due 3 weeks ago, and then just tell me about it, 3 weeks after. So just try to stay on top of those and let me know. All your tests, all your quizzes are timed. The reason for that is then you Can't look everything up. This is not, when I give you a test, when I give you a quiz, I'm not testing your Google research skills. I'm testing if you know the material. So they're all timed. So you need to, when you're ready to take a quiz or a test, you need to have your materials in front of you and ready to go. If you quit, you're done. Whatever you got done is your grade. Okay? I won't reopen them unless there was, we had a blackout or something. But there really hasn't been a lot of issues with that. If you don't have great internet at home, take your quizzes and your tests at college. Come up there and sit in the union and do them. We have great internet up there. Things like that you got to be aware of. But if something, you start and then you quit, you're done. Okay. One bad thing about it, it doesn't give you the right answers, because what I had before is some students would take their quiz, write down the right answers, and then give the right answers to their buddies. So I'm sorry, I can't give you the right answers. I know that's not fair, but I have to do things to make sure the cheating is minimal. Okay. So anyway, when you have quizzes, when you have that, they're all timed. There'll be due dates. I haven't put them in yet because I just started I got most of it set up, but I have to put in the due dates looking at the calendar. And sometimes the due dates will change and I'll let you know. But there's due dates, everything's due at a certain time. And then when you get done, like here, the first unit test is the first few chapters. There will be a review sheet in here. It's not something you have to do. It's there for you. It's stuff to look up, whatever. And you'll notice you have 60 minutes to take your test. If you run out of time, what that probably means is you were trying to look every single thing up and you won't have time to finish. So keep that in mind when you're doing your test. You do need to study. I know you have your materials in front of you, but obviously, if you think you can look everything up and not study and not know anything before you take the test, you will not finish. So just keep that in mind when you're taking your tests and your quizzes. Okay, so again, we have tests, we have, I'll go back to modules here. All the materials there, I just go in order, you guys. It all goes in order. Follow the due dates, and everything's open for a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So do not wait till the last minute to do everything. If you do that, you might not get done. Sometimes Labster, if I have, 30 people trying to do them all on the same day, will go really, really, really slow, and it'll frustrate you. But, everybody's doing that, and so you're going to have issues with it. So try to get your work done ahead of time. If you know you're going to be gone, the test is open for I think it opens on Monday and closes on Friday. So don't wait until Friday at 11 o'clock to take your test, because it's due at 11:59. If something happens and you don't get it done, it's still a 0, because you can't use the excuse something came up that day. You've had to, for the test, you've had the whole week. For all the other assignments, you've had 2 to 3 weeks. So make sure, and you can work ahead. It's fine. There's no penalty for, being organized and getting your work done ahead of time. So please make sure that you watch the due dates, and if you want me to reopen up something, there has to be a really good reason. Okay, not because you forgot or whatever. And if something happens the day of, that's still not an excuse, you guys, because again, everything's open ahead of time. So make sure you follow your due dates, go through the thing. Remember, your attendance is based on whether you do your assignments or not. I'm going to look, like every week I have to put in 2, so I'm going to see that you've done 4 assignments. If you haven't done anything that week, you're going to get zeros. And again, if you have grades or if you don't have attendance grades, financial aid is going to get a hold of you. The other thing to keep in mind too is with your due dates, again, if you don't get them done in time, they're 0. Your grades are based on 50% is test, 20% is simulations, 20% is assignments, and 10% is your attendance. Okay, so, and that you'll see in your grades as well. So anyway, if you have any questions, this is pretty much the instructions for doing this class.